Shouldn't you take the opportunities that you have? There is one phrase that I have always wanted to say to everyone I have seen. This phrase roughly translated, if you have an opportunity, take it. I have never thought much about this quote until I knew the reasons why my parents and my siblings had to leave me with my younger sister and with my maternal grandparents, and how my second oldest sister felt about her education. Many of us have similar stories. We had to be separate with our family members. When I was a little kid, my father had to leave me to go to Malaysia to be able to feed us. Before he left, he told me that he was going to buy me a toy gun, which was popular at the time for kids. That was all I remember. He never returned. Here is a short story. Early one morning, a brave woman stood in a doorway, looking up to the sky, both hands on her hips, not knowing where to go. Her 3 children were trying to go to school. Her oldest daughter was trying to cook. The daughter, had already made a fire with wood in the big clay stove. The pot on the stove full of water, but there was no rice to cook for the morning, so she left for school. The water that the daughter boiled away. After a couple of minutes, the mother came back home and brought something that her children could eat when they got back home from school. The woman would be my mother, the daughter would be my oldest sister, and the 3 children would be my second oldest sister, my younger sister, and myself. After a couple of years, my father left us. My mother and my oldest sister had to leave me again as well because the money that my father sent wasn't enough for our family. I knew my mother and my oldest sister were going to leave me just like my father did. I clung to my mother's left leg so tightly that she couldn't even move. I looked in her eyes and I saw her tears falling down, tears I had never seen before, and my oldest sister as well. As the economy in our poor country was broken, the money that the 3 of them sent wasn't enough because of the debts we had. The 3 of them agreed to call my second oldest sister to Malaysia to help them. She was such at a young age, only 15, and she was called to work. She left to Malaysia crying because she had to leave her education behind. She just graduated from Central last year. She is the first person to finish high school from her household. As soon as she arrived in Malaysia, my mother gave birth to my youngest brother. Because of my youngest brother being born in Malaysia, the 4 of them received United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee membership card. They also heard that the UNHCR would help people to move to the United States, and there was free education. On the day they received the UNHCR card, they agreed to call the 4 of us to Malaysia, including my grandparents, who were like parents to me. They sent us some money to pay the debts, so we paid off. And my younger sister and I had to stop going to school and go to Malaysia instead. On January 1st, 2010, I met my family members again. Our house was near forest. There was no school for people like us because we were not the citizens of Malaysia. We were just illegal immigrants. I had to spend my life for a year without going to school. We moved to another state to go to school. Only my younger sister and I were accepted in the school. My second oldest sister was not accepted, so she worked, hoping to go to a public school by paying money, but her plan didn't work. Again, because we were not the citizens of Malaysia. I started to learn. All other students were speaking English, but my sister and I were quiet. The first English book I ever read was Play With Us by William Murray. I started to learn from that book with my sister and continue on the sequel books. Our pronunciation of words and phrases would be very different from other students. After I spent 9 months there, the UNHCR called us to go to the United States. In August of 2012, we arrived in Buffalo, New York, USA. The day we arrived in Buffalo, New York, we all shared our story, and my family members told me everything about the trip from Burma to the United States. The United States was like a heaven to us because we didn't have to be scared of police anymore like we used to. My second oldest sister and I attend the same high school, and so my younger sister and my youngest brother did. My younger sister and my youngest brother felt scared about their school because the school was so big and there was lots of people from different countries. As for me, it was terrible to talk in front of my classmates just because I was scared that they were going to make fun of my English. There was a Burmese man, Arkabo, that always helped me while I was there. He explained what my teacher said in English and would even translate in Burmese if I still don't understand. Arkabo once told me, "You will never learn if you don't talk." After hearing that phrase, I started to talk with my Spanish classmates, and I started to realize that they were no different from me. If a poor people like us want education that much, why shouldn't you educate yourself? If a poor English speaker like me can learn and have a person who can persuade me, and the guy can help me learn, you can find a person that can help you in your class. Ask them, and you can also become the help of someone, just like the guy that just helped me. Again, my second oldest sister graduated from Central last year. She could have worked instead of going to school, but she didn't. She had reached her first goal, so she is setting another goal right now that she will go to college one day. She took the opportunity that she had. I'm not as smart as like my sister, but I try to emulate her, reaching my first goal and setting another goal. So you set a goal too. After you reach your first goal, set another goal. Take any opportunities that you have, just like my sister did. Thank you for your undivided attention.
Amazing speaker, and he has overcome a lot and worked so hard to become a proficient speaker, not just becoming proficient in English, but as a public speaker for all of you.